Over the weekend, the Minecraft movie came out and scored $160 million at the box office, making it the biggest video game movie of all time, surpassing Super Mario Bros. But that is secondary because the number one story coming out of the Minecraft movie is Chicken Jockey. Now, when the trailer came out, there was a moment where Jack Black says the name Chicken Jockey.
They want me to fight the chicken?
Chicken Jockey!
It's a character from the video game. It's basically a baby zombie that's riding on the back of a chicken in the Minecraft universe. And during the trailer, you can see Jack Black announce Chicken Jockey is now in this boxing ring ready to fight. And for whatever reason, the video game fans and the movie fans latched on to this moment, and now it's turned into a viral craze that in the theater, at the moment when Chicken Jockey comes out, the kids go berserk.
Chicken Jockey!
It's gotten to the point that movie theaters are putting up signs telling fans to not throw popcorn and drinks, and they've even called police to come settle down the crowd and escort kids out.
Okay, Snitch.
Now, I don't understand Minecraft. I don't get it, man. My kid loves it. All the kids love it. It's this 8-bit, old school, weird building, open world. I hate it. I can't get into it at all. They love it. Love it. There's a reason why I got $160 million. It's the reason why it's the biggest video game of all time. And Chicken Jockey is just the thing they latched onto. Because why? I don't know, man. Like, 13-year-old boys are fucking weird. Now, the movie theaters trying to stop this are absolutely insane. Yeah, sure, you got popcorn everywhere. Sure, the floors are sticky. Guess what? That's gonna happen no matter what in a movie theater. You might as well jump on the greatest viral craze of the moment and get everyone in your theaters to watch this movie and have their Chicken Jockey moment. Forget about stopping these kids, I would be marketing it to these kids. I'd be putting up signs and videos and ads saying, 13-year-old boys, come have your Chicken Jockey moment at my movie theater. It's awesome. This is what the movies should be all about. I wish every movie had a moment like this. When you get people so hyped up for one moment, you could buy a ticket right now, and the only thing you want to see is Chicken Jockey. And I'll tell you what, by calling the police, Chicken Jockey's only going to get bigger and stronger and louder and more of a viral craze. Kids now know that the cops are going to come. Kids know they're going to get escorted out with their friends saying thank you for your service. You're going to go viral. You're going to get followers. You're going to get comments. You're going to get likes. Chicken Jockey is about to take over the world because these dumb fucking movie theaters tried to stop Chicken Jockey. You can't stop Chicken Jockey. You can only hope to contain him. Over the weekend, Wallo from $1 Million Worth of Game found himself on a bridge where a person was considering jumping off. And in this viral video, you can see Wallo on the side of the bridge with this guy trying to talk him down. In the video, people driving by have their phone out filming. You can see the police are there. This guy is on the other side of the guardrail ready to jump off the bridge. And lo and behold, who's there? Wallo in his patented motivational speaker mode, which you can see even from a distance. You see that bald head, you see the way his hands are moving, the way he's leaning forward, and you can just tell that it's Wallo doing his Wallo thing. One of the most genuine guys on the planet Earth who has seen it all, been through it all, gone over the edge, gone through the fire, and come back as a genuinely good dude who not only talks the talk, because my man has the gift of gab. We all know that. We've seen his videos. We've heard his podcast. He can talk. He can spit. He's got knowledge, he's dropping wisdom, he's funny, he's got bars. But then to walk the walk and be in that moment and no cameras that he knew about are on. He's not filming, this is not for show, and he's just there preaching to this guy, don't do it because it's not worth it. That's Wallo in a nutshell, man. And the best part of all is if that fully represents Wallo and who he is as a person, Gilly, his partner in crime, his post represents Gilly, because even though this is a very serious situation, we're talking about suicide, someone taking their life, one of the most, drastic things somebody can do, a very serious situation. Gilly's comment on Instagram, his caption on Instagram saying that Wallo is just a fake-ass negotiator. Good job, though, Wallo. Like, that could not embody those two guys more perfectly. Wallo always in motivational speaker mode. Gilly always in clown mode. Put them together, $1 million worth of game. They're one of the best shows out there. And hopefully everything worked out with that dude. I don't think we've seen a wrap up on what ended up happening, but if I know my man Wallo, I'm pretty sure he was successful in talking that guy down, because there is nothing that Wallo can't convince people to do when he gets in his bag. Dylon from MTV's Making the Band way back in the early 2000s has been arrested for assault after he allegedly slapped a coworker in the face twice while at work. Now, if you don't know Dylon, you're probably too young to know this legend. This guy was, in my generation, one of the most viral. Before the things were viral, before you had social media and the internet to make things go viral, you just kind of had word of mouth, right? The same way that, like, we all knew that Marilyn Manson had his rib removed to suck his own dick, or Lil' Kim went to the hospital to get her stomach pumped after sucking everybody's dick. All these things that just somehow made their way through the world and into everybody's school and into my generation. Dylon was kind of that. It was right around when Facebook and all that started to pop off, so the internet helped a little bit, but Dylon became this sensation that everybody knew from MTV's Making the Band and then Chappelle Show's skit.
A sugar cookie, man. This is crazy.
And when I posted about this on Instagram, there were people saying, I didn't even know that Dylon was a real person. I only knew him from the Chappelle Show skit, which is insane to me. Because as funny as Dave Chappelle is, and he's capable of coming up with all sorts of characters, the fact that people thought that this was just something Dave Chappelle concocted, this reggae rapper, I rip when I rhyme and I rhyme when I rip.
I rip and I rhyme. I rhyme and I rip. This is the way that Dylon spits.
Do you want this hot fire?
You trying to get some of this hot fire?
You're too close, man.
You could either make the song or not make the song.
You're too close, man. You're too close, man.
Like all of these little things that Dylon was a real person who actually did, and Chappelle was just acting him out, being like, this guy's fucking absurd. Apparently there's a whole generation of people out there who just think that Dylon is not a real human, when in fact he is.
Who are the 5 best rappers of all time? Think about it. Dylon, 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 and Dylon. Because I spit hot fire.
I mean, Dylon is something you could walk up to anybody who's my age, who lived, you know, through the Chappelle Show skit and through the MTV The Making the Band show in the early 2000s, and you say, who's the top 5 rappers of all time? Dylon, and they will say Dylon. If you say you're too close, man, and you choke somebody, they know it's Dylon. He was a craze for us. And the fact that he's now in the news for assaulting someone when that was his thing, choking out Wyclef, is a perfect example. It's all full circle, because it was like life imitating art and art imitating life. It reached a point where I was like, I don't even know what the real Dylon looks like, because I just picture Dave Chappelle when he's doing him. And are those moments from the skit or are those moments from the real life show? It became this very meta thing where Dylon was just this iconic figure. So the fact that he's back in the news today, it would be an honor to be slapped in the face by Dylon, because he spits hot fire. White Lotus Season 3 finale came out, and the haters are out in full force. I do not understand people who have watched White Lotus Seasons 1 and 2 and don't think that Season 3 falls perfectly in line with what every White Lotus season is. It's a bunch of weird people with dark, perverted secrets and secret lives and conflicts and issues with their friends and families living at a lavish resort. And then there's one big conflict that everything comes to a head. That's White Lotus every single year. I guess you could say you don't like the characters, you don't like the storylines. That's fine. But don't act like this is some departure from previous White Lotus. Don't act like seasons 1 and 2 are, you know, leaps and bounds above season 3. I'll go as far as to say I think season 3 was the best one. And I don't. It's people like what was the big moment? We didn't have like Armand shit in a box. Where was the shitting in the box moment? First of all, you want a shit in the box moment? And fine, they gave it to you. Brothers jerked each other off. Like, there was plenty of shit that made your jaw drop and made you go, oh my God, White Lotus is doing it again. There was a murder. There was multiple murders. There was death storylines. We were teasing murder, suicide. We had blood money. We had familial drama. We had sex, drugs. I mean, what? Like, this is exactly the essence of White Lotus. This show is the perfect example of when the online discourse takes over the actual substance of the show. And you see it a lot with sports. You see it a lot with politics. where people start to argue a point, and it's no longer about the original thing. It's just about arguing a point. It just becomes, I don't like White Lotus and you do, and we're arguing about it. Because then you start picking apart things. For instance, Belinda did to Porn Chai what Tanya did to Belinda. I think that's cool. I think that's a good storyline. I think that Belinda is learning that, you know, not everything can all be sunshine. This is a woman who just took blood money and now turns around and fucks that guy over. That makes sense to me. This is a woman who, she had it done to her, and then she got the money, and she does something similar to someone else who was like this impressionable, naive, idealistic person. That's just like a storyline. That's it. That's the story, guys. Like, that's why they did that. These are, like, Piper realizing that she was spoiled. Awesome moment. Carrie Coon as Lori, who, by the way, is, I think, the best actress, like, in the world right now, giving her monologue at the end, like, realizing everything about her life and how, like, she fucked up and made some bad choices and she's always miserable, but in this moment she could enjoy it and realize they're all together. Great scene. Wrapped up that whole storyline about female friendships and growing old and maturing. Like, boom. Great. Rick succumbed to his desire for revenge. Timothy Ratliff, like, almost wiped out his whole family before pulling back and saying the family's the most important thing. These are all, like, solid, normal storylines that wrapped up in a satisfying way in a world where TV rarely does that. And then what comes with that is, if you are against White Lotus and you don't like this season, you'll say that's obvious. You'll say everything was so spelled out. Everything was so predictable. Well, the other side of that is when a TV show throws you curveballs and leaves everything open-ended and leaves you to, you know, interpret yourself, and everyone goes, this sucks. They didn't tie up any storylines. You can't win once people have decided to argue against your thing. So I think it was and by the way, in general, I don't really think that White Lotus is as good as most people do. I think season 3 was actually one of my favorites. I think it's in par with season 1, 2, and 3. And I think in general, White Lotus is kind of an okay show. So I'm not like some dick rider for White Lotus. I just think that this season was exactly what this show always has been and probably always will be. It's just weird people living their weird lives, and you get to kind of like watch voyeuristically. And that's exactly what this was. But once people decide they don't like it and dig their heels in and make that their online personality when they're in forums and on comment sections and on Twitter, every single thing, there's two sides to every coin where you can argue it as bad, lazy, predictable, whatever, when it's just normal, satisfying television.